The Knicks postgame show is presented by Tri-State Audi. Visit your Tri-State area Audi dealer today. The Knicks homecoming game, a Hall of Fame weekend. Over 50 former Knicks on hand tonight to watch the Knicks and the Suns. OG Anunoby had 21 points, but Phoenix able to prevail down the stretch. Devin Booker, always so tough to stop, at 27 points, including 12 of 14 from the foul line. And Phoenix now 2-0 against the Knicks this year as they win at 106-99. Here with Alan Hahn. Great to have you with us. No Jalen Brunson, no Josh Hart. Knicks had now lost 8 out of 10, only 22 fourth-quarter points. They went only 1 out of 10, the Knicks, from downtown to the fourth quarter. They had a lot of makeable shots. They just couldn't make them when it counted.
When you work this hard defensively, when you've been on the road as long as the Knicks have, the fatigue factor sits in. When you play against a team that plays as physical as the Suns did, I'm sitting courtside watching that game, and I'm watching just the physicality and how much the Suns get away with when it comes to what they can do with their hands, with their hip. I mean, they really beat you up on every possession, and that wears you down as a team. And so the Knicks brought what everybody needed, talked about how they needed physicality, show some defense, put up a fight. They absolutely did without their captain, without Josh Hart, with 2 starters out. They brought the fight. The problem is when it got down to the fourth quarter, you had to make shots. They didn't have the legs. They had some open threes, couldn't knock them down. And it was the end of the third quarter. They were up 10. They were rolling. The Garden was rocking. And in the last 5 minutes, 0 for 4, 4 turnovers, and the Suns scored the next 13 points. And suddenly, what felt like the Knicks were in control was suddenly no longer, and it was going to be a grind the rest of the way.
Knicks had a 16-0 run, as you're talking about, to go up by 10, but Phoenix closed the third quarter on a 13-0 run. That made it tight, and as we bring in Wally Szczerbiak, who helped call the game on the radio on ESPN New York, Wally, the Knicks just didn't have enough juice down the stretch tonight.
Really missed Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson, but the effort was 100% there. The defense, the fight. There were a couple Phoenix Suns guys that had bloody noses, broken noses, you name it. The physicality in this game, the Knicks matched it and then some. They just didn't have the shot makers to make the plays when they needed to. Alan, you were right. That last couple minutes in the third quarter, once the Knicks had their lead, they had to go away from Anunoby and Towns, get them a little bit of rest, and they couldn't generate anything at the basket. That set the tone for the fourth quarter, and then the fourth quarter, Devin Booker knows how to get to the free throw line, knows how to, just kind of inch his way into getting some points. And I thought both teams' legs were shot at the end of the game, completely shot, because they left it all out there on the floor with the effort on both ends of the floor. That was a well-played game by both teams as far as playing hard. That was impressive stuff. They put a show on for all these alumni. It was electric here in the Garden. It's just unfortunate the Knicks couldn't come away with the victory.
Oh, yeah, look at the score. That's an old-school score, 106-99. You hold the team to 106 in today's NBA, you should win easily. But it's a lot different now. When you play a game like that and they get after it the way they did, it was certainly entertaining. And I'll tell you this, anybody in the Western Conference, you do not want to play the Phoenix Suns in the first round.
I don't think you want to play anybody in the Western Conference.
But playing them in the first round, I mean, that's a handful. But the other part of this, as we said, 2 Knicks starters out, so now you got to push everybody up in the depth chart, and that stood out tonight as well because, reserves played late in the third quarter. And that pocket that Wally's talking about. But the bench scoring in this game was 39-14. The Suns dominated that because Grayson Allen was fantastic. I thought Goodwin was really good early in this game, and the Knicks just couldn't get anything going. Jordan Clarkson really struggled in this game. Devin Booker was seeking him out defensively to try to take advantage of him defensively, and Tyler Kolek also really didn't have a strong game as well. So when you are missing 2 starters, you're going to ask somebody that doesn't get a lot of minutes to step up and give you a performance. We've seen that in past games this season. It didn't happen tonight.
Wally, how about Cat tonight? 23-11. What'd you see from him?
Love the effort. I still don't know what the officials are looking at when they called that technical foul on him. He was in a straitjacket, absolutely getting mugged, getting pulled backwards.
Right.
He's just trying to throw the ball up to the basket. I saw Josh Hart having a conversation with the official about the exact same play. Started to knock down a couple threes. He's getting banged all over the place, never gets the benefit of the doubt of any little call. But at the same time, he was there. The effort is there. He made a couple heroic threes from way downtown. It's tough for a big guy to take over the game in the fourth quarter. So Karl Anthony Towns poured his heart there out on the Garden floor. You can't really ask for very much else from him. At some point, he has to be a little bit smarter with a couple of those fouls because he's too important to be out there on the floor. And even though it looks like he didn't set a moving screen on that one, he didn't give a defender enough time to avoid him on that screen. And when the defender runs into him, it looks like a foul, and the officials are going to blow that whistle. So there are just a few calls that didn't go his way, but overall, he played pretty darn hard tonight.
Yeah, he did play hard. Again, that foul you're talking about, the technical foul, happened right in front of me, and he was pulled backwards. His balance went off, the leg went forward, but they ended up calling it. What I think is amazing, if you think, I'm looking at his shot chart, Wally, it's threes and at the rim, nothing else. This is a guy that's driving to the basket, getting to the rim. He took 6 free throws in this game, in a very physical game. I think, there's a lot of things that you can find in Karl Anthony Towns' game that you can nitpick. But there's something that we all just have to start acknowledging is that this guy does get hit a lot when he goes to the basket. He's not getting calls, and the Knicks need to figure out what is happening that the officials aren't giving him the benefit of the doubt on these drives, because he is driving into contact when he goes to the basket.
I agree, and it's the initial contact. There were so many times in this game where the first foul wasn't called. Like the one that was reversed, Grayson Allen and Jordan Clarkson. Grayson Allen pushed Jordan Clarkson under the basket first, dislodged him, so then Clarkson was the one who was out of position trying to go for the rebound, and I was surprised they even went to review on that. Sometimes I watch certain calls and I'm thinking to myself, how do you not see the first contact? And it seems like always that first contact is the one that the officials miss. And then Karl Anthony Towns, he has to be careful retaliating too, because sometimes when they miss that first call, he starts flailing his arms, he starts going for that hook move, and the officials aren't going to let that one go. So he's got to just continue to play hard, continue to try to play smart. And when he makes those threes, though, that's when it opens up his drive game. I love when he takes that three and softens up the defense by hitting those deep shots.
So Towns, as you mentioned, Alan, only took 6 free throws.
Amazing.
Wally, Devin Booker had 14 attempts.
Told you.
Well,
it's a guard league, Bill. We know the rules protect the ball handlers and the guards. That's how the NBA is.
He's not lying.
And they know how to fool the officials, and they know how to get those calls. We've seen it by James Harden, Trae Young, you name it. All those guys know how to get to the free throw line. And then at the end of the game, when nobody could find a field goal because both teams were playing so physical, Devin Booker got himself to the free throw line. He's the master in the mid-range. And, they had put a team around Devin Booker that plays hard defensively, that can switch almost everything, and they have gone away from the star treatment around him. And he is the guy, obviously, he is the franchise, but now they have some dogs at every single position that play around him. And that's why this team is outperforming a lot of expectations. This team plays hard, and, Devin Booker, I think he likes his locker room because he's got a lot of young, hungry players around him.
Yeah, that's like why I said earlier, you don't want to play this team in the first round. I mean, they're going to beat you up. But even if you do beat them, they're going to beat you up. And for Devin Booker, think about it, that Suns team, when they tried to build this super team, you didn't like that team. Didn't like the way they played. And now this is a team that, boy, how do you not respect how hard they play? And then, of course, Devin Booker, he's one of my favorite players in the league because of how he plays, because he's so good offensively. He's got a beautiful jump shot, and he's just so clever. He doesn't get a lot of attention. No, people don't talk about him a lot. But when you watch him, you just see a guy. This is an elite scorer in the NBA, one of the most elite scorers we have in the game today.
Suns like the Knicks now, 25-17. No one had the Knicks at 25-17 at this point in the season before the year began. All right, big night here, special night, our homecoming game. It was part of homecoming weekend. Today's thrilling moment brought to you by FanDuel Casino. Get your thrill on. Alan, you had a chance to talk to a lot of these guys during the game. What was this like for you? Melo and Bill Bradley, the whole crew on hand, Allen Houston, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, it was just to see everyone, too, because I would have interviewed every single one of them if I could, but just to see each one of them, the jackets they give these players, these are gorgeous. You got to see these jackets, and it says, once a Knick, always a Knick on the back. Every single one of these guys was just, you could see how there was a sense of pride of all being together. And that picture, I mean, I stood there, I took a picture with my own phone because, you always want to take the family photos, right? But the most important thing about that is you like I was saying to Bob McAdoo, it's like he was here last year, and he's like, there's 2 guys that aren't here now from last year. So that's why you just want to keep making sure if you have an opportunity to bring everybody together, you do it. because you just don't know how many more times you can all get together in a big group like that. But from generation to generation, you can see the sense of pride, no matter whether you played on a championship team or you played on a team that maybe wasn't very good in Knick history. There is still something special about playing in this building. Danilo Gallinari said it, how he didn't really play here that long, but when he came back as an opposing player, he still felt the love from Knick fans because, again, that saying, once a Knick, always a Knick.
Wally, what'd you think?
I still see the guys out here talking to each other. It says a lot about the ownership of this franchise. It says a lot about the fans, like you said, Alan. It's a special place to play. New York is the mecca of basketball worldwide. Everyone, when you come to this building, you have a sense of pride and appreciation. Having played for a couple other franchises, they're trying to duplicate what went on tonight. They want to bring their old alumni back to have this kind of pride and this kind of night, because it just goes to show how special this place is. This New York Knicks franchise travels worldwide and throughout this country and throughout all 30 franchises. So it was good to see a lot of these faces that I competed against here. And there's Kurt Thomas, my old teammate in Seattle. You want to jump on camera, big fella? There he is. He's the best.
Curdy!
How y'all doing?
Wally, ask him if you ever played defense.
I always play D. He used to clean up a lot of my mess, though, on the defensive end of the floor. What a great teammate and captain in Seattle. It's great to see all these guys. Just a fun night all around. Unfortunately, didn't end with a win.
Welcome back. Phoenix beats the Knicks tonight, 106-99. Back now with Wally Szczerbiak. So no Josh Hart, no Jalen Brunson. When these guys are out, Deuce McBride often gets a start.
Yeah.
He got the start the other night against Golden State with Jalen Brunson out. He got the start again tonight, and he's played really well. He was 5-11 from downtown. He went up for 23 points. Really makes the most of his opportunity when he gets that starting lineup. Obviously, he's been good off the bench, but he's been really good as a starter.
He'll take the challenge, whatever it is. However you need him, he's going to go out there and ball. The key was trying to generate good looks for him. He created his own shot a lot. He got a couple steals, big steals, which led to easy buckets on the other end of the floor. His effort again defensively, I thought, was absolutely phenomenal. That was the big one. This run that he went on in the second half helped the Knicks build a 10-point lead. When he came out of the game, though, that's when the Knicks really struggled. That's when they made their run to end that third quarter. Deuce McBride, when you leave him open, he is ready to shoot. He is ready to push the action. He's ready to be aggressive and knock down shots. Even got in the paint a couple times, knocked down a couple floaters, a couple bankers in the lane. So just another phenomenal effort. Exactly what Mike Brown loves about him. Exactly why Mike Brown plays him so much, because he needs his type of effort, his intensity, his aggressiveness, his physicality. I thought a perfect performance here tonight, stepping in for Jalen Brunson.
Problem is, when he starts, the bench is a little short.
Exactly.
Tyler Kolek in 16 minutes was a -17.
That was a problem, although you need a ball handler out there. And Tyler Kolek out there, he's trying to facilitate. I thought he did a good job of getting some guys some opportunities. At times, Bridges has to be the guy to create some offense off pick and roll and make some plays for himself and his teammates.
All right, Wally, when we come back, we'll listen in to the postgame comments from Knicks coach Mike Brown. Knicks now 25-17 after losing by 7 tonight to Phoenix. Welcome back, everyone. Phoenix tonight beats the Knicks 106-99. We continue now from the corner 3, presented by Michelob Ultra Superior Light Beer. Next up for the Knicks, the traditional home game on Martin Luther King Day. The Mavericks are in town. A little bit later start time than normal. 5 o'clock game time with a pregame here at 4:30. Let's now listen into some of the postgame comments from Knicks coach Mike Brown, as always, presented by Chase.
Our guys fought throughout the course of the game, and I thought one of the areas that really hurt us was their ability to offensive rebound. I mean, we fought for most of the possession, and then to give up a long rebound, sometimes 2 long rebounds, which resulted in a 3. I think they probably had 4 to 5 what we call dagger threes, which is an offensive rebound and a spray. It's an open 3. But that was a really, really big difference in the game. That, along with, our 17 turnovers, the combination of those 2 things definitely kept the game close, or them with a lead throughout most of the night. And then down the stretch, because we fought, we did a pretty good job defensively besides the rebounding part. I thought we had great looks. We started the game, I think, 8 for 13 from the three-point line, and then we went 6 for 30 our last 30 threes. And I tell you, we had 3 or 4 down the stretch that were wide open, what we call green threes, and we couldn't knock any of them down, which was obviously the biggest difference in the game.
Mike, it's a long season.
Yeah.
And you guys are down.
Yeah.
Josh and Jalen. But 8 of 10. What's your level of concern right now in terms of where the group is?
No, you don't want to lose games at all, but especially going 2 and 8, in the last 10, and so there's concern there, but not to the point to where we're going to overhaul everything. We got to we got to work. We got to look in the mirror, see how we can individually help the group, starting with me, and then we got to get in the gym. We got to work as much as we can, and we got to keep trying to fight like we did tonight. And if we do, we're going to give ourselves a chance.
Coach, what do you think of your spacing and your movement when you're cat down in the post? Do you think you're having guys move the way you want? Because it seems like he's getting a lot of people converging on him when he's in the post.
Yeah, we talked about that at halftime. We told him, we said, hey, when you catch down there, they're coming, so you may have to spray quickly. And I think he tried a couple of times. They got their hands on the ball, and we ended up turning it over. But we knew they were coming, and I thought our spacing was good. We just didn't get the ball out to the right guys in a timely manner.
Mike, when the cat gets that clean look down the stretch and kind of air balls, what's your message? Since it's a good shot, it's a clean look, it just was a bad miss. What do you tell a guy like that? Historically, he's a pretty efficient three-point shooter, but on a pretty high pressure situation, shot like that kind of just doesn't make the shot.
Yeah, he wasn't the only one. We had probably 2 or 3 different guys with wide open looks down in the last 2 to 3 minutes of the game, and the ball just didn't go in. So, hey, if you're open, keep shooting it. Because I'm not allowed to bet, but I would bet money that most of them would go in than not. So it doesn't concern me that he missed it or anything like that. If you get open looks, you hope you make more than you miss, and I'm not just talking from him, but from the few guys that we got down the stretch. So you hope that you make more than you miss, and we missed them all, I think, down the stretch.
You talked a lot about having to.
I'm sorry, say one.
I'm sorry, we've done it. But
Yeah.
No, I got one more. Is it tough for just the way the game ended and have booze come down at home on that night? Is that just a tough way for the night to end?
Yeah, you don't ever want to have booze, but at the end of the day, the fans here are passionate, and you respect and embrace their passion, and but it hurts. It hurts the staff. It hurts the players. We're not trying to lose. Our guys played hard, and so I take my hat off to them for that. But the fans have, in my opinion, every right to boo or to cheer or do whatever they want. They pay their hard-earned money to come to the games, and this is entertainment for them. So you got to respect that.
you talk a lot about having to help the guys out.
Yeah.
Like, this is a veteran team. Do they sort of let you know what help they need?
That's all. That's what communication is about. I mean, I've been on veteran teams that were good teams that needed help from the staff, and you just keep putting your head together with the staff and try to find ways to help the group out or help the individual out until you get back on track and you have some flow or rhythm. But it's not. There's just no dictatorship. This is about a joint effort and trying to find different ways we can be better on both ends of the floor.
Did you feel there was a difference in the Suns after halftime coming back in the third quarter?
I thought they played hard and they were physical in the first half. I thought they played hard and they were physical in the second half. I didn't really feel a difference in the game.
The coach said he wanted to take that first punch in the third quarter, and I was just wondering.
I don't know. I didn't feel. I thought, like I said, I thought they played hard in the first half, and I thought they played hard in the second half. And I thought our guys did too.
Problem with scoring in the second half. Knicks only scored 43 points in the last 2 quarters. Devin Booker led the Suns with 27. We're back with more after this.
The Knicks postgame show is presented by Audi. Visit your Tri-State Audi dealer today.
Welcome back, everyone. So an opportunity here for the Knicks. Martin Luther King Day is Monday. Dallas is in town. We showed you on the 150, Dallas losing to Utah. Cooper Flagg didn't play. He's got a bad ankle. Dallas. The Nets come to town on Wednesday. Both of these teams well under 500, Wally. So a chance here at home. Knicks still stellar at home, 16-5 despite the loss tonight. Yeah. Chance to get a couple here on the win column for sure.
Yeah, they need to. Just go, you got to bounce back. Hopefully Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson, they're starting to kind of round into shape. They could use them out there on the floor. This Dallas team plays hard. They're young. They're decimated with injuries, yes. And then Brooklyn's playing better basketball. But, the Knicks, if they play with the type of effort, you could tell Mike Brown liked the way they played today. They're going to start winning some basketball games as they start to kind of lick their wounds, get everyone back into rhythm, and start weathering the storm of this tough schedule that they've been dealing with.
Get healthy and start hitting some shots down the stretch.
That would help.
All right. We're back with more after this. Knicks lose to Phoenix, 106-99. Wrapping up the postgame show, Knicks and the Mavericks. Martin Luther King Day on Monday. Knicks at home, 4:30 pregame, game at 5. You can also stream our coverage on the Gotham Sports app. Want more than just a postgame show? Link your eligible TV subscription to stream Knicks games free or subscribe today in the Gotham Sports app. Just go to gothamsports.tv to learn more.